All right, Pisces, let's get into a reading. We are going to do a reading for the single Pisces. Let's see what's coming out for you, okay? Let's see what's coming out for you. All right. Someone here is going through an awakening. Now, as the disclaimer mentioned, sometimes an awakening can be on your part, Pisces, or could be on someone else's part. There are financial challenges that are affecting a connection. Finances are an issue. Okay. Let's see. What's going on for you, single Pisces? What was your recent lesson in love? Okay. Queen of Cups coming out sideways could be a clinging on energy, wanting something to go your way when it's not in your best interest. This could also be finding closure or finding comfort in the fact that something can no longer cause you emotional chaos or stress. So a recent lesson could have been for you to not cling on to something that brings out the worst version of you. That could have been something, if you were single, that you could have learned in the past. If this brings more chaos, why am I holding on to it? They're showing me someone holding onto a knife, but they're holding on to the blade. That's what I'm saying here. Okay. What's coming towards you? Okay, so what's coming towards you here in your near future is going to be a moment of not feeling completely satisfied. So the things that used to maybe make you feel fulfilled might not make you feel as fulfilled as they used to. There could be an energy of, I'm not laughing like I used to. The coffee that was my favorite, it's not really hitting right now. And that could be a lot of emotion and energy being purged from you. Especially if you were clinging on to something. This could be dating a partner, trying to make it work when everything is against the relationship, including them, but holding on to it because it's like, but I want them. They're what's best for me. And Spirit is saying no. And that's the unhealthy side of you coming out, is thinking that this leap is worth taking when maybe there's a side of you that's coming out that's like controlling and clingy and unhealthy. Even a part of you, if a partner brings out toxic sides of you, sides that feel like you need to play games, sides that feels like you need to manipulate, sides that feel like you need to test them, you really got to question what kind of relationship you're in. And I'm saying for some of you, that could have been the question here. What am I putting myself in? And why am I staying committed to this? I said this in a reading the other day, and I don't remember what the context of the reading was. I think it was a singles reading on my Patreon. If you're on my Patreon, I do bonus readings for like current dynamics, no contacts, things like that. And I said, excuse me, I said, Pisces, you had a problem with always being devoted to the cause. It doesn't have to make sense. You don't need to know why you do what you do. You just do it. And I'm saying in the past that that could have been a disadvantage. Okay. So the upcoming energy is you feeling dissatisfied. It's like anything you're offered here in your near future probably isn't going to really make you that happy. If you love taking baths here coming up, they just ain't going to hit the same. If you love riding around listening to music and that's how you go to therapy, so to speak, it just ain't going to hit the same. I'm not saying that it won't eventually. I'm saying that the energy is going to be so heavy that there's going to be a part of you that's just like, what's the point? Be careful with that, okay? You're allowed to purge emotions and feelings and recognize I want them, but maybe finances get in the way. There's challenges affecting this. Sometimes wanting something isn't enough. And you have to love yourself enough to say, and this brings a side of me out that I don't want to nurture. And that's what I'm seeing if you're single. Yeah, having the strength and the courage to say, I don't want to keep nurturing this side of me because I don't like this side of me. The side of me that you bring out is not the side of me that I like. Some of you are even contemplating life. What is life? What's the purpose of life? You know, I feel like the next 6 hours to 6 days are going to be crucial for the leaps that you take in 2025. Where you have been clinging on and not wanting to let go, where you have been scared and allowing fear to hold you back. But I don't want to go to that by myself, Danielle. It's like 2025, you're going to do the things that scare you. I'm scared of being single, so I'm going to be single. I'm scared of being alone, so I'm going to be alone. I'm scared of moving forward and doing something that scares me, like skydiving or bungee jumping, so I'm going to do it. I'm scared of talking to strangers. I'm going to do it. You're getting yourself out of your comfort zone because you're realizing that something to do with the past, you were in your comfort zone, but that's not good for you because it brings chaos. It brings frustration. Okay. Yeah, balance is, baby, balance and healing and new beginnings. Some of you here coming up are going to feel like it's not your time to shine. And Spirit is saying, if that's how you feel, that's okay. So if you feel like it's not your time to date, if you feel like it's not your time to start worrying about a husband or wife, there's an energy here of you feeling like you're not ready and them saying, that's okay. We support you in whatever you're doing. But there's also an energy here of what goes up must come down. So yeah, you might feel like when it comes to life right now, or your glow, or yeah, let's use your glow for an example. You're like a candle someone's trying to light and we can't get you lit. Why is that? Well, the reason why is because right now you're going through your life cabinet and figuring out what can I get rid of and what can I not. So most of the people that I know that live in the U.S., I don't know if the rest of you are like this, but most of the people that I know that live in the U.S., we have filing systems where we keep certain documents and paperwork because it might be important or necessary in the future. And after 10, 15 years, you'll go through those files and go, okay, I don't need this anymore. This is over. Had to keep it for 10 years. Don't need it anymore. You will purge. I feel like there's something about like a out of service. I'm out of service. I'm out of order. Usually you have the open sign on. Baby, you closed right now. Why are you closed? Because there's a reevaluation happening. There's a reevaluation and gathering new information and detaching with parts of you and parts of your past and parts of you that no longer serve you and people who bring sides of you out. Here's an example. If you have someone in your life that makes you feel unworthy, not enough, you're not going to blame them for that. You're going to blame yourself for staying in that dynamic. So in 2025, you might say, okay, I love that person. That's a lover I wanted to grow with. That's a friend I never wanted to lose. However, they bring a side of me out that second guesses. They bring a side of me out that feels like I'm not worthy of love because they always give me the minimum, which is telling me what? It's telling me that this is not healthy for me. So I can love someone and still not be in their life. I can love someone and not be by their side or know everything that's going on. I'm your friend, but I don't have to come to your baby shower, your wedding. I'm your friend, but we don't have to meet up once a month to hang out. You're allowing yourself to really purge and see what can go with you to 2025 and what cannot. And there's going to be a lot of balance taking place because of it. What have I outgrown? Not to cut it off, but to reevaluate the purpose in my life. Okay, so I'm about to compare humans to furniture. Okay, so if that bothers you, if it's going to trigger you, this is your warning. Sometimes we have to repurpose the people that we have in our life. The people that are our single friends may or may not be the people who are your ride or dies when you're married. If they're not married and they're still in their singlehood and you're going towards your married life with children, they might lean back and allow you to go towards the friends that have the mutual things in common. Now, they might still pop up every now and again. However, they might not be as big of a part of your life as they used to be. You might have went from having sleepovers and practically living together and staying on the phone all the time to that person having someone and you becoming the third wheel and having to readjust to that. Doesn't make it good, doesn't make it bad. It's just a reevaluating of, okay, this is how it used to be. This is how it's now gonna be. And I'm thinking for some of you single Pisces, that's life here. This has been my part in this person's life for the past 5, 10, 15 years. This could be like a young sibling who's moving away. You've helped raise them, so to speak. Maybe you grew up in a big family. They're going to college. They don't need you anymore. And everybody could be, so excited. So-and-so's going to college. So-and-so's building their life. But there could be a part of you where it's hitting different because, everybody's talking about your mom and your dad being empty nesters. But nobody's talking about you and the pain and the shakeup that this is causing you. You went from being your sibling's rock and right-hand person, third parent almost, to them going towards a new life and you having to reevaluate, okay, now what's my purpose? My purpose for the past 10 years has been help raise you, to be there anytime mom and dad needed me to step in, take you to school, cook something because they're not home. And I'm so glad that you're growing and you're getting out there and balance is happening. But this could also be bringing a side of you out that's making you see that you could be wanting to cling to this family member. What do you mean you're going to California and you're not coming back until Christmas? That's once a year. What do you mean? And some of you, it's like you're having to find peace with what you can't change. And I think it's going to allow you to fill your time with things that bring enjoyment. So again, what goes up must come down. So they're telling me that if this is the scenario, this could be love. But if this is the scenario of a sibling, this could mean something as simple as life has ebbs and flows. So your sibling might be going off to college and you might feel like you're not a big part of their life right now, but that's not necessarily the truth. Maybe for the next 1, 2, 3 years, you might not be the biggest part of their life, but once they graduate and start their life, who knows, they might want to be your next door neighbor. Just because the door is closing doesn't mean the door is locked. And I think that's what some of you need to recognize. Even if that's love, just because there's a lover that, we can't figure it out, we can't make it work, it is what it is, that doesn't mean that you won't work with that person in the future. That doesn't mean that that person might not become a good acquaintance or a good resource for you in the future if it ended on good terms. That doesn't mean that you and this person might not be friends in the future. Same if this is a family member. It doesn't mean that this person is saying, no, F you, I don't want you in my life. It's just, okay, things change. And what's changed here is this person's got to go and they got to evolve and they've got to learn life. And you've got to reevaluate the emotions you're having a hard time dealing with because they are moving on. Again, for some of you, this could definitely be like a sibling, a cousin, maybe a best friend. Somebody could be going through a life change and it could be affecting you more than you realized it would have. Could be an ex, could be someone you're emotionally attached to, but I don't feel that way. It's giving me strong like family vibes. Like when a younger sibling really does the big move and they move states away and they were the one who really helped you get through the childhood. They were the one who understood how mom and dad ticked and then you feel alone. And you have to kind of find your independence and who you are without your sibling. That's kind of the energy I'm getting here. I do see a possible isolation period for you. You, again, kind of shutting down and being like, I'm so happy for my sibling, but why do I want to go in and go, no, you can't go. You can't move to California. If this is someone from your past, and let's say you find something out and it triggers a lot of emotions inside of you, and it even triggers a side of you that wants to be clingy. So I don't care if you're a man, I don't care if you're a woman. If someone that you care about, you have feelings for, you love, has moved on, and there's a part of you that wants to go, speak your truth, make this right. They're showing me someone running down the altar when they go, who objects? Me, I have an objection, don't do this. If any of you are feeling that way, I think you really need to ask yourself why, okay? Because I'm seeing it. I'm seeing with the Fool and the Queen of Cups out sideways that there could be an energy here of emotions coming out that you can't necessarily avoid, but you don't know where they're coming from. And I think you really need to ask yourself if that's the case. And that's something you're thinking about doing, going in and all of a sudden telling them a truth when they're off limits, going in and wanting to fix it all of a sudden when they're off limits. Ask yourself why now, okay? Doesn't make it good, doesn't make it bad, doesn't make it right, doesn't make it wrong. I just think there needs to be an awareness of why is it when something is no longer yours or something's no longer going in the way that you thought it was, it's able to put you in this energy that's not the healthiest. I think this is happening for you to reevaluate. Again, this could be a best friend, your guy friend, a girlfriend, getting married, about to do some things. They about to really go through life changes. But that could bring something out of you where you might have financial problems. You might not be able to do the wedding. You might not be able to afford the wedding. The person might want you to be a bridesmaid, a maid of honor, a groomsman. You might not feel like you can afford it. Then this person might move away, and there might be a part of you that kind of wants to be like, do you think you're making a mistake? And Spirit is saying, why do you think you should say that? Why is there a part of you that wants to come out and pull the, do you think that this is a mistake? Because if that's the case, keep that to yourself. But that could also be something inside of you that's kind of wanting to hold this person back when they feel that they need to explore and they need to take a leap. So if you're single, something is going to happen for you to get maybe an awareness around how you act or react, shall we say, and how you can find more peace with the things that you can't control. You know, this could be a young child wanting to get some sort of independence from you, wanting to get in clubs, wanting to go on trips with the school, and you feeling so uncomfortable that you don't want to allow them to thrive. And Spirit is again asking you why. Finances could be an issue. So for some of you, you could feel like you can't afford it. I can't afford that camp. I can't afford for them to do that. But there could also be a part of you that's holding them back. Okay, give me a little bit more. So a new beginning's coming towards you. A new beginning where things are going to be balanced. But again, I'm seeing an energy of you. In the future, there's success, there's victory. But I do see you being like, yeah, I know. But again, okay. An example would be if you grow up with a sibling. I'm going to use my cousins, for example. I grew up super close to my 5 cousins. We're all pretty close in age. We all grew up together. They were the closest things I had to a sibling. Even though I have siblings, complicated, we're not getting into that. So when we would do things together as a group, it would be so much fun. You take us to the pool, we're taking over because there's multiple of us and we're like a little gang. But then if I would be the only one to go to my grandma's and it was just me and she was going to take me to the pool, I was bored. I'm bored. I want my friends. I'm not satisfied. I know I'm at the pool, but it's not the same. That's the energy that I would give off. So I always felt dissatisfied. I mean, I know I've got victory. I know I got success, but that's not what I wanted to happen. I wanted all of us to be here. I'm seeing that energy coming from you in the future. So if you're looking for a partner, I'm saying that you might sabotage anything that can grow because you are in that energy of, this doesn't feel the way I thought it was going to feel. This just doesn't itch right. I don't know. So be careful of that. I am saying that if you notice that you are in that energy of, I wanted to do this, now I'm bored, I'm taking myself out of it, and you're looking for some sort of sensation, feeling, dopamine hit, that could be you craving something that you feel is missing, and that could be a toxic side of you, okay? Because I'm seeing you being uncomfortable. And instead of leaning into being uncomfortable, you're going to be like, but I don't want to be uncomfortable. I think so-and-so just needs to move back so we can be doing what we used to do. Or maybe you need to ask yourself, why does this bother you so bad that they're going after something they really want to go after and you're feeling left out, abandoned, and forgotten? Is it because there's something here that's being triggered on a deeper level? And then I'm saying after about 3 weeks to 3 months, you're going to start seeing things through different eyes. So this is either a partner that you want that isn't giving you what you want, and it's bringing a toxic side of you out that you need to reevaluate so a new beginning could be possible. And if you do that, if you do the work, within 3 weeks to 3 months, things are going to start looking brighter, better. You're going to start having successful ideas again. It's like right now you look at things in a half empty glass. In the future, you're going to be seeing things through a half full glass. But again, if this is like a family member that you're missing, I'm saying that you need to prepare to see them in the future, but I'm also saying that this is something that you need to be aware that is the future. So again, it's an energy of things are never going to be what they used to be. They're not. New days are coming. However, don't be quick to think that your brother, your sister is abandoning you just because they decided to go move in with someone and move 30 minutes away. This is saying, feel the emotions, feel what you're feeling, understand why you're feeling what you're feeling, recognize balance is taking place and that this is meant to heal you, not hinder you, and also recognize that better days are coming. It's going to get better. And that there's even a possibility, again, if this is a family member, and again, it's like a family member that's kind of just dipped out, and you're like, but we're supposed to grow old together. You're supposed to be my homie, my neighbor. They might move away to then move back. They might go do their thing for 6 years and then move back and settle down. But if you get caught up on how everything's not looking exactly the way you feel that it should, you're going to stay in that discontent energy. I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied. This isn't what I wanted. When what you're wanting could still be coming. That's what I'm saying. So again, if this is a family member, it's like, don't be quick to put how you're feeling on them, because yeah, they're going to find themselves, but who's to say that what you're wanting is not going to take place? It could still. Have you ever heard the saying, don't grieve something prematurely, because if you do, you'll grieve it twice? That could be the same for like anxiety. If you're not careful, you could put yourself through an anxious spiral. Oh my God, I know this is going to happen. This has definitely happened. And you can stress about something when it's not even taken place yet. You got all the anxiety, you got all the worry, you got all the stress. When Spirit is saying the future is successful, it's everything you want and more. It might just not be completely unfolding the way that you want it to unfold, which doesn't make it good, doesn't make it bad, doesn't make it right, doesn't make it wrong. There could also be something here that you're starting to recognize through different eyes, being honest with yourself. Some of you had expectations on someone. Again, could be a family member. You could have had expectations for this person to do what you wanted them to do. And you could be seeing the truth. If you're a single Pisces, this could be a family member wanting you to do something in a certain way and you're not. And I'm saying that it could bring discontentment. Because someone here is clearly recognizing that there was expectations. So if you're single, there could have been a family member, a parent, maybe even a lover who had expectations on you, expectations on your shoulders. And once you've seen it, you could have clearly recognized that you were going to disappoint them. So if this is a lover, it's like, I can't be who you want me to be because who you want me to be is someone that's not authentic. And then again, it could have brought out a very unhealed version of you, a toxic version of you. If this is a family member, this could be a parent or a grandparent who wanted you to conform to what they wanted. One of the examples they're giving me is if you grow up in a college football town and you go to college, they will usually push you to go to the school that your family roots for. So if your family's a big Alabama team, guess what, baby? You need to go to Alabama schools. Same for Georgia, same for Tennessee. I'm getting that here, and there could have been an energy of, I'm going to disappoint you. I know I'm going to disappoint you. And it could have been their way to kind of keep control. And then they could have gotten the perspective when you revealed some sort of truth that you knew that they expected something from you, but that you were going in a different direction. And that could have really disappointed someone. They could even feel like you did it to stab them in the back. So if this is a family member who is trying to persuade you not to move, they could be doing it to have control. And there could be a part of you that wants to conform, but then a part of you that wants to go completely against them. And I'm seeing that as well. So if you're single, I'm seeing you keeping your distance from a lot of people. I'm seeing you being grateful for what's happened, what's taken place. I see you releasing something or someone. I see you going through some sort of change. Yeah, and then healing from some sort of toxicity where there was uncertainty or constant chaos. Yeah, this is definitely either a family dynamic that's so entangled it's unhealthy, or this is a lover that you're releasing, letting go of, healing from because the cycle's been completed. And it's like you don't want to, but you're doing it anyways. And you could be reevaluating the parts of you that come out in this dynamic, in this relationship. You could be healing some sense of unworthiness that you had as well. There could also be something here where you could be healing a wounded side of you that needs to be let go of before the person that you're supposed to be with can come in. If you're single and nobody's on your radar, you're not talking to nobody, you ain't entertaining nobody, your phone is dry as the desert, there could be a change that needs to be made. within you before you can fully allow someone to come in. Because if not, you're going to either turn into a toxic side of you that overgives and wants to make it work even when it's not, or the side of you that could be very insecure and then you shut down. And it's like, you could be going through circumstances and situations to see your part so things can be shifted, so they can bring you the person who's meant to be with you, the person who's going to nurture you, the person who's going to be so intuitive that they're going to be able to pick up on small shifts. That's how well your future person is going to know you. Your feet hit the floor differently. What's going on? What's wrong? You got off the bed in a different way. What happened? Yeah, but needing to focus on yourself. If this was a lover, it could have been a lover that was almost a toxic vampire. They could have sucked your energy. For sure, for sure, for sure. All right, leaving it here. Have a blessed day.